On a day like today, you need a nice stodgy winter pudding to warm you up. So I'm going to go inside and make one. What you need for this pudding: bread of your choice. Today I'm using butter brioche rolls, but in the past I've used hot cross buns, white bread, wholemeal bread, multi-seeded bread, whatever you've got really that's going spare. 300 ml of full fat milk, 3 eggs, chocolate spread, thick cut marmalade, 50 grams of brown sugar, and some melted butter. Yep, it's a bread pudding, but it's a chocolate orange bread pudding. Dead simple, dead easy, and really quick to make. First of all, get your bread. Work out how much you'll need. So I'm using this dish today, which is big enough for 2 of us. So I always lay the bread out first, just so we can see how many it will fit. These brioche rolls will do 1, 2, 3 that way, and another that way. I might add another layer, I'll see how it goes. So next, if you're using sliced bread, just get separate slices to do the next stage. But with the brioche rolls, I'm cutting them in half. And then it's just a case of, on one side, spreading marmalade really thickly. And there's no exact measurements for this, just splodge it on. Loads of it. The more you can get on, the better. Don't matter if you make a mess. Don't matter? What kind of English is that, Daryl? It doesn't matter if you make a mess. Just splodge it on. I'm not a big marmalade fan, but on this, I love it. This is, as I say, thick cut marmalade, so you get some nice lumps in it too. So just do 1/2, or 1 slice if you're using sliced bread, or again with hot cross buns or whatever bread. You'll get the gist anyway. So splodge it on. I'm being a bit what? What am I being? I could be adding more, but I'm not. Only because the rolls are thin. You get the idea. Then, with a clean knife, get your chocolate spread. Now, I'm using Cadbury's today, but it doesn't have to be Cadbury's. Cheap homemade brands will do. Of course, you've got to get into it, haven't you? And that's not going as easily as it should. So, because it's a new jar, put the rubbish over there. So yeah, nice new jar, chocolate spread. Make sure it's warm so it spreads easily. And then dollop it on. As much or as little as you want, but I reckon the more the better. And dollop that onto the other side. It's almost impossible at this stage not to lick your fingers. Because you will get some on them. Look at that. Smells lovely. And then I've ended up licking my thumb. Just close them up. Like that. Don't worry about the mess. I'm gonna go and wash my hands. Hold on. So next you get your milk. And you break the eggs into it. Just like that. And a fork or a hand whisk. Just whisk them together. Simple as that. Don't even count the calories in this one. Just enjoy it. Whisk together like that. Next, put the bread in. Doesn't really matter which way up. It doesn't matter about squashing it in. Just push it down. Doesn't matter if it all squidges out either. It's part of the fun. Now, if this dish was a bit deeper, I'd be doing another layer. But obviously it's not. So, next thing to do is get a clean fork. In fact, I'll use the one that I've used to whisk the milk. Just stab make some holes in. Doesn't matter if the bread breaks up. This bread's a bit stale. Stale bread's even better, to be honest. So if you want to go to a shop and get some bread that's short dated, reduced in price, even better. In fact, I think these brioche rolls are about 50p. So there you are, you're broken up, as you can see. That's not a problem, don't worry about that. Then the next thing to do is just pour the milk and egg mix in like this. Try and cover everything. And because you've stabbed it with a fork, it'll help everything to soak in. You're not going to use all the milk and egg mix. You can use that for something else. Again, it depends on the size of your dish. But this will soak in. So leave that to soak in, probably about 5-10 minutes, something like that. And then come back to it and see how much is soaked in and whether you need to add any more. So I've left this for about 10 minutes. I've added a little bit more liquid. But you can see still some liquid floating around there. So the next stage is with the melted butter. Just brush it over the top, just to coat it a little bit. Again, it doesn't matter. There's no exact way of doing it. It just helps to give it a nice golden top and a bit of extra naughtiness flavour. Now, if Nigella was here, she'd go in, So just brush, smear the butter on, like that. Again, with the butter, no exact amounts, as I say, so just splodge it on. And then get your sugar and just sprinkle it on. And once you've decided you've got enough on, you let it soak in a little bit. I've not used quite 50 grams there, but I think there's enough on there. So now I've preheated the oven to gas mark 4. So you cook it nice and slowly, keep an eye on it, probably about 40 minutes, something like that. And the bread will rise. And don't worry if it rises too much, because once you take it out of the oven and it cools down a bit, it will sink slightly. And you can serve it hot. It's nice with ice cream, double cream, clotted cream especially. But you can also serve it cold, again with cream or ice cream. We like it both ways. So I'm going to put it on the oven and check it and bring it out in about 40 minutes. Put it onto a baking tray, because it is likely it will spill over slightly. But again, that's nothing to worry about. On the baking tray. And into the centre of the oven. And then we'll come back and check on it periodically. But about 40 minutes, that'll be cooked. Time to make yourself a cup of coffee, listen to some music, and have a relax while that's cooking. So this is about 15 minutes in now. I'm just going to check on it, just to see how it's doing. It's already smelling very nice. So let's just have a quick look. Yeah, it's beginning to rise. Liquid's beginning to bubble and set a little bit. Keep going with it. And we'll be back in a bit. So, back to check again. 30 minutes in now. Yeah, that's rising nicely. Beginning to brown nicely as well. The brown sugar helps it to brown. You can use white sugar, but brown sugar is nicer. Gives it a nice crispiness. And as I say, the butter you've brushed it with as well also helps to give it a golden colour. It's about another 10 minutes, that'll be ready for coming out. And either serving right away or leaving to cool. Just coming up to 40 minutes now. Oh yes, that's looking done to me. As you can see, it has risen quite nicely now. It's bubbled over the sides a bit. But that's ready for coming out. That's looking very tasty. And there it is. Nice and crispy on top. That will sink a bit as it cools down. Nothing to worry about though, that's nicely cooked. So all you've got to wait to do now is for your better half to come home and share it. Time to try it then.
Looks nice. It's warm.
Yes, they'd warm it up again.
Is that enough?
Yes, thank you. And you wouldn't eat it without clotted cream.
Nice and thick. Too thick. You want some?
Oh, I suppose I better have, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Share this video if you want to share the recipe. You've seen what I've put into it. And do subscribe if you've not already subscribed.
See you soon.